The last few days, we have learned so much about College Football 26, and it's sounding like it's going to be one of the most detailed video games ever. Here are some songs that we will know will be in the game in College Football 26. Mr. Brightside will be in the game for Michigan. We also know that Bills fans always sing it as well. Shipping Up to Boston will be in the game, I guess, for Notre Dame. Seven Nation Army will be in the game, I guess, for LSU. Fiend will be in the game as well. I don't like Fiend. It might be the most overrated song ever. And Sandstorm will be in the game as well. For the first time, a college football or any Madden game will add in height and changes of vision based on how tall you are, which is so cool. So if there's a short quarterback, it's going to make it a lot more difficult for him to throw the ball in the pocket and complete passes, which is a lot of fun. We could see a lot more passes tipped at the line of scrimmage. We're also going to see the full animations of arm angles on the run, which actually is going to be really, really cool. When the quarterback's running, the ball's just not going to come from the quarterback. You're actually going to see the quarterback throw the ball. There's going to be more moves for quarterbacks running the ball outside of the pocket, which I actually really like. I think it's one of the key things because a lot of people while playing the game want to try and run more with the quarterback. And then, this is just crazy detail. They're doing signature QB holds, which I'm not even fully sure what that means. But that just sounds like something that's going to be very, very high end. We actually have a picture right here. So, if a quarterback runs with the ball out of their hand, it could look something like this. This does look really weird. It's a weird angle, but that is so crazy cool. They're also adding in famous backgrounds and scenes from stadiums in real life. So this is a picture right here of Autzen Stadium in Oregon, and you see this beautiful sunset. We might also see a lot of the mountains and all of that stuff for teams like BYU, Utah State. All those Utah teams truly do a very, very nice backgrounds, very scenic. But I do remember last year for Kenan Stadium, North Carolina, obviously, we could see a lot of things around and outside the place. Also, if the game's a day game, it's going to look like this. If it's like a midday game starting to get into the evening, it's going to look like this. And if it's night game, it's going to look like this. Don't know why they use Wake Forest as an example, but it is what it is. We're also going to see trophy rooms in the games. Maybe we're going to see some of the hallways, other parts of the concourse in the stadium, which is going to be really nice. It's going to see if they actually detailed it like every stadium, because that will be so much for the EA to do, or for EA to do. This is kind of bad. I really don't like that they're doing this. They're taking away the constant drums. I don't think this means that they're taking away all of the drums. That will be really bad. That kind of just takes away college football and the purpose of it. But they're not doing constant drums anymore, like in between every single play. EA is also going to add in an offline team builder, which is really, really cool. I don't know how they're going to do that. I don't know if it's going to save your progress or anything like that. And then I think one of the coolest parts is players can now come out of college. So if you're starting a dynasty or you're creating your own like My Player or something like that, then you can have them come out of college. I wonder if they have every college. There's no way they do, right? That would be insane. There's 300 plus real coaches in the game, but Deion Sanders and Bill Belichick aren't going to be in the game. I dropped a video on that yesterday, and then you guys told me in the comments how Bill Belichick was never in any Madden game, so it does make some sense, but I am still a little confused on Deion Sanders. We see pictures of Ryan Day. Ryan Day looks really, really accurate in the game. EA is also going to add in 2,700 new plays, and with all those plays that we had in Madden and in EA College Football 25, there's already a lot of them, right? But with 2,700 more, you can do almost every play that you can do in real life. There's an expanded transfer portal, so like My Player and stuff, you can enter the portal, you can commit somewhere, but it's also based on real life. I think there's deadlines, and there's all of that stuff. I don't even know if there's going to be NIL in this game. It will be so cool if they can do that, but that would be really difficult. I'm not sure how you could fully do that in the video game to make it very accurate. One of the coolest things, in my opinion, they're going to do enhanced stadium pulse, so it's going to be like the controller's going to shake and all that stuff. It's going to be harder to complete passes. It's going to be harder to make field goals if you're on the road. They're adding in 160 new specific chants for schools. It varies school by school what chants you have, but they're going to add in a lot of these chants, and it's going to be really dope to see. When players score touchdowns in the game, you're going to see the stadium change lights, all that type of stuff. You're probably going to hear the announcer, but there's going to be touchdown light shows. Apparently, there wasn't a cross-play dynasty feature. I thought there was, but they're gonna add that in. One thing that I think that they could do, which would be really cool, is add in this Penn State whiteout. As we know, or as we learned a couple days ago, Penn State is going to be having one of their annual whiteouts against Oregon, I believe in a week 4, week 5 game. That game is going to be crazy. Number 1 Penn State, probably like number 5 Oregon. So I wonder if they're going to put the whiteout in College Football 25 if you want to play in that game. I'm not sure how. I wonder if there's going to be like a seasons feature or something for that game. Here's some things to know though in Road to Glory. There's going to be 10 new archetypes that you can choose from when completing or making your player. You're going to start in high school for Road to Glory, as we all know already. You can commit and decommit to any school whenever you want. I don't even know how they're going to control that. That is so cool. But you can also commit with the famous hat thing, where there's a bunch of hats at a table. You choose, you can put a hat on, then you can take it off, and they're going to have that in the game. How do you control that? This makes no sense. How realistic is this? You can also build a highlight tape to earn an offer. So if you make a good tape, you can get an offer from a good school like Alabama, Ohio State, maybe even UNC. You can now build chemistries with players, so quarterbacks, wide receivers, they can connect more if you have good chemistry with them. Also, based on how you do in high school, I believe you can rise in player rankings and give you a higher chance of being able to get an offer from a good team. The camera shaking and the clock distortion is just going to be so cool. I love when video games do that. And it's not all video games. It's all video games do that, or most of them. College football playoff games and rivalry games are now going to be more affected. It's going to be more camera shaking, and it's going to be harder to play, more stadium pulse, as you see right up there on the top of your screen. They're also adding in famous stadium music and dynamic commentary, mostly for rivalry games. So as you guys can see, this is going to be one of the most detailed games in the history of video games. It is crazy. I need to get this game one way or another. But this is going to be so realistic, I honestly don't even know what to say. Leave your thoughts in the comments.